What set everything off was a single, silent, black and white Instagram story that lasted barely 30 minutes before disappearing. But the impact hit the internet like a shockwave. No music, no filter, no dramatic caption, just a dimly lit photo of a countertop with a pair of sunglasses, a half-empty glass, and a shadow that looked like someone standing just out of frame. And then, right in the center, typed in small, sharp white text, were 4 words that sent fans spiraling. Some truths exposed themselves. That was it. No tag. No timestamp, no explanation. Just a message that felt loaded, heavy, and directed. Within seconds, screenshots traveled across fan pages, gossip blogs, burner accounts, and Twitter threads that analyze every breath these cast members take. What made it even more explosive was that the post came from an account known for being polished, curated, and intentional, an account where every photo matched a brand, a mood, a strategy. So when something this raw appeared, followers instantly felt the shift. Some believed it hinted at private drama. Others thought it was addressing a betrayal. A few claimed they recognized the reflection of another person in the background. And then, just as fast as it appeared, the story vanished. Deleted. Gone. But not before a flood of viewers captured it, reposted it, zoomed into it, circled areas, adjusted contrast, and built entire theories around the tone of those 4 little words. The silence afterward only made things louder. The account posted nothing else. No reel, no photo. No clarification. Not even a cryptic emoji. That absence of context allowed the moment to grow into something bigger. Something that felt like the start of a storm. Comment sections filled with questions. Influencer pages speculated about who the message was aimed at. Some said it was a warning. Some said it was a confession. Some even claimed it was connected to an old storyline that fans had forgotten about, but cast members clearly hadn't. By the time bigger blog pages reposted it with red arrows and dramatic music, the narrative had already evolved far beyond a simple IG story. It became the spark, the match, the opening beat of a drama that nobody saw coming, but everyone instantly recognized as serious. And whether intentional or not, that single moment set the stage for everything that followed. No one expected what happened next. Because just as fans were starting to dissect every possible hidden meaning behind Yandy's cryptic black and white post, the story vanished, completely deleted without a trace. The sudden disappearance only fueled the speculation even more. And within minutes, social media erupted with confusion, chaos, and thousands of screenshots from followers who managed to capture the original post before it disappeared. That one, posting something mysterious and snatching it away, created a ripple effect that pushed the drama into overdrive. People started asking why she deleted it so quickly, whether someone told her to take it down, or if she had posted it impulsively in the heat of the moment. And the timing only made things stranger, because moments after removing the post, Yandy uploaded a shocking flashback clip from a previous season of Love and Hip Hop that left fans completely stunned. It wasn't just any old clip, it was one of those tense, unforgettable scenes where emotions were raw, voices were raised, and real issues were laid bare. The clip included a moment where Yandy found herself defending her loyalty, her marriage, and her character in a heated conversation that had originally aired years ago, but suddenly felt way too relevant and way too pointed to be a coincidence. Viewers immediately started connecting dots that maybe weren't even meant to be connected. But the energy online made it impossible not to, as screenshots of the deleted story began spreading like wildfire across X, Instagram pages, gossip accounts, and fan forums. People began piecing together their own theories about what was happening behind the scenes. Some insisted Yandy was trying to send a message to Rashida without addressing her directly. Others thought the deleted post was the result of her trying to avoid escalating a conflict that was already bubbling behind closed doors. Many fans speculated that the flashback clip was her way of reminding the world subtly but intentionally of how much she has endured. how often she has been misunderstood, or how frequently she has been forced to defend her marriage against outside noise. And when people noticed the clip highlighted themes like betrayal, trust issues, and emotional boundaries, the speculation doubled. Screenshots of the deleted story were now being paired side by side with the flashback video, creating a narrative that felt almost too perfect for reality TV. Some fans even suggested the clip wasn't a coincidence at all, but a strategic move, one that allowed Yandy to speak without saying a word. And because the deleted story was cryptic enough to spark interest, but empty enough to leave interpretation wide open, every fan's imagination filled in the blanks differently. By the time shading pages and commentary channels weighed in, the situation had already snowballed into a full-blown online investigation. People were analyzing timestamps, comparing the deleted story's tone with the flashback clips emotionally, intensity, and even pulling up old interviews where Yandy had hinted at personal struggles within her marriage. The narrative began spreading faster than the truth could catch up, and every repost, every commentary video, and every gossip page caption only amplified the mystery. Within hours, it had become the #1 trending topic in certain fan communities, with everyone demanding answers and begging for clarity. But the most powerful part of the entire moment was that Yandy never explained anything. No caption, no clarification, no follow-up. Her silence became the gasoline poured over an already burning fire, turning one deleted IG story and one dramatic flashback clip into the defining spark of a much bigger storyline that fans are still analyzing frame by frame. The moment the screenshots of Yandy's deleted story and the resurfaced flashback clip hit the internet, fans went into full detective mode, and what followed was nothing short of a digital explosion. Twitter, now X, became the epicenter of the frenzy, with users launching long, detailed threads analyzing every pixel of the deleted image, every tone shift in the flashback clip, and every possible deeper meaning behind Yandy's timing. Some fans added arrows, circles, and breakdowns like they were doing a crime scene analysis, while others created memes calling the whole thing the softest but loudest clapback of the year. Within minutes, one thread claiming Yandy was responding without responding racked up thousands of likes, retweets, and quote tweets, turning the situation into a trending topic across the platform. Meanwhile, bloggers wasted zero time jumping into the mix. Instagram commentators, YouTube storytellers, and even TikTok narrators all began going live to discuss the drama in real time. Some of them streamed for hours, looping the flashback clip and reading fan comments out loud as if they were decoding a national scandal. Many bloggers insisted Yandy was sending a message directly toward Rashida, whether intentional or not, and they pointed to specific moments in the clip that aligned a little too perfectly with the current controversy. Commentary channels began crafting timelines, speculating on behind-the-scenes tension, and even pulling up old interactions between the two women to support theories that this wasn't a new issue, but something that had been brewing for a while. Fans in the comments were equally fired up, insisting that Yandy's deleted post was a strategic clapback that let her address the drama without engaging in a public back and forth. Some said it felt like she was reminding people of her strength and resilience, while others argued she was calling out disrespect, just subtly enough to deny it if things got messy. Across TikTok and IG Reels, creators stitched the clip with their own reactions, acting shocked, confused, and entertained all at once. Before long, the conversation spiraled into fan-made narratives, fake dialogues, and even parody skits that only heightened the hype. By the time the dust began to settle, it was clear that the internet had turned a disappearing IG story and a dramatic throwback clip into a full cultural moment. As the online buzz intensified, fans didn't stop at analyzing the deleted post or the dramatic flashback clip. Oh, no. They went digging, and what they unearthed only added more fuel to an already blazing situation. Suddenly, old love and hip-hop clips featuring both Yandy and Rashida began circulating across every major platform, shared by fans who insisted these scenes were low-key connected to whatever was happening now. Moments that had been forgotten, glossed over, or dismissed as minor drama years ago were now being recast as potential clues, with viewers arguing that hindsight made everything look way more intentional. One clip in particular where Rashida casually commented on staying toes down in relationships and subtly critiqued people who don't move solid started gaining traction because fans claimed the tone didn't feel so casual anymore. Others pulled up an old green screen moment where Rashida spoke on loyalty and transparency in marriages, a segment that never caused a stir when it aired but suddenly felt heavy with meaning when placed side by side with Yandy's deleted IG story. Bloggers and fan pages began reposting these clips with captions like, "Hold on, was Rashida shading Yandy back then?" And this aged differently after today, sparking debates that ran long into the night. Even old behind-the-scenes footage where Rashida appeared slightly tense around Yandy, something no one thought twice about at the time, was now being treated like evidence in a reality TV court case. People started screenshotting Rashida's past tweets, interviews, and podcast appearances, isolating lines that hinted at relationship standards, marriage expectations, and loyalty tests, weaving them into elaborate theories that she had been sending subliminal messages long before this current moment. And once fans began pairing those resurfaced Rashida clips with Yandy's re-uploaded flashback scene, the storyline practically wrote itself. To women who once stood on camera as strong, supportive cast members were now being painted as longtime rivals locked in a Cold War-style tension the audience never fully recognized. Every reposted clip gained new meaning. Every comment from years ago felt sharper. And every resurfaced scene deepened the divide fans were imagining between the two. By the time the re-uploads hit their peak, the internet had constructed an entire backstory complete with motives, subliminals, and years of alleged underlying tension, all built from old footage that suddenly felt like it had been hiding in plain sight, waiting for this exact moment to explode. As the conversation grew louder and more chaotic, fans couldn't help shifting their attention towards someone who wasn't even directly involved in the cryptic post or the resurfaced clips: Kirk Frost. Within hours, theories began circulating that Kirk might have played a quiet role in stirring the pot, either intentionally or indirectly, and social media ran wild with speculation about his possible motives. Some fans argued that Kirk has a history of finding himself at the center of marital controversy. So anytime relationship drama pops up around the cast, his name naturally gets dragged in. But others took it even further, suggesting that Kirk may have subtly fueled the situation as a calculated deflection tactic, an attempt to shift focus away from himself and redirect the spotlight onto a different marriage and a different storyline. Posts began circulating claiming that Kirk knew exactly how quickly fans connect dots, and if he hinted at something or made a side comment, it could ignite chaos without him ever having to say anything outright. A few bloggers even pointed to his pattern of stepping back and letting drama unfold while maintaining a low profile until the heat dies down, labeling it his classic disappearing act. Some fans believed Kirk might have predicted that any tension between Yandy and Rashida would naturally overshadow whatever issues were floating around in his own narrative, especially since longtime viewers know his past mistakes tend to get resurfaced every season. The theory gained traction when clips of Kirk making ambiguous comments about loyalty, growth, or relationships began recirculating, with fans suggesting he intentionally dropped those lines to plant seeds that would later blossom into confusion. Others claimed he might be subtly encouraging Rashida behind the scenes, hyping her up, nudging her to address things, or supporting her in ways that unintentionally magnified the situation. And then there were the fans who believed Kirk was simply enjoying the entire spectacle, watching from the sidelines as the internet spiraled into chaos, knowing his name wasn't the one in the headlines for once. Screenshots, side-eye emojis, and speculative commentary flooded timelines, painting Kirk as the quiet puppeteer behind a messy reality TV moment he never even appeared in. Whether the theories were rooted in truth or built entirely from fan imagination, they added yet another layer to a storyline that was already twisting in 10 different directions. By the time the theory took full shape, it didn't even matter if Kirk was involved or not. The internet had already decided he could be, and that alone was enough to keep his name buzzing right alongside the main drama. While fans were busy dissecting Yandy's every move, another name started rising in the conversation: Mendeecees. His silence throughout the entire situation became its own storyline. Because if there's one thing longtime viewers know, it's that when Mendeecees goes quiet, he's either gathering information or handling something behind the scenes. Rumors began spreading that he had privately confronted someone close to the situation, not publicly, not loudly, but firmly, in a way that made it clear he wasn't about to let anything disrespectful slide. Bloggers claimed insiders were whispering about a serious conversation that took place off camera, with Mendeecees allegedly stepping in to protect both his wife's peace and his family's reputation. Fans interpreted his silence as intentional, almost strategic, believing he didn't want to engage online because adding fuel to the fire would only validate the growing chaos. Instead, supporters argued he was choosing the higher ground, allowing the noise to stay outside while he focused on keeping things grounded at home. Others, however, speculated that his lack of public response hinted at deeper tension behind closed doors, maybe frustration, maybe protectiveness, maybe a need to avoid saying something that would escalate the situation even further. A few fans pointed out that this isn't the first time Mendeecees has kept things quiet when drama flares up, suggesting he prefers to address issues privately rather than give social media the spectacle it craves. But as the rumors about a private confrontation gained momentum, many insisted that if something was said or someone was checked, it was done calmly, directly, and with the clear intention of shutting down disrespect before it spiraled. The protective narrative only grew stronger when fans started analyzing old interviews where Mendeecees talked about prioritizing peace, shielding his family, and stepping in whenever he felt Yandy was being misunderstood or unfairly targeted. Those clips resurfaced in comment sections as proof that his silence wasn't avoidance, it was strategy. Whether he was taking the time to fully understand the situation, evaluating the motives behind the resurfaced clips, or simply choosing to stay unbothered, social media turned his silence into a symbol of composure, strength, and quiet authority. And as the frenzy continued, many fans agreed on one thing: Mendeecees might not have spoken publicly, but his presence felt or imagined carried weight, leaving everyone guessing what moves were happening behind the scenes while he watched the drama unfold from a distance. As the drama kept snowballing, fans began zooming in on the smallest digital breadcrumbs Yandy left behind: her likes, her reposts, her podcast soundbites, and even tiny audio clips pulled from older interviews that suddenly felt like they carried hidden meaning. Every move she made online became part of a puzzle people were desperately trying to solve. When she liked a post about protecting your energy, or another one about outgrowing fake loyalty, fans immediately took it as a subliminal message. Screenshots of her likes spread across social media faster than the original drama itself, with users insisting she was communicating through curated engagement rather than direct statements. Then came the reposts: short motivational quotes, subtle affirmations, and vague messages about boundaries and self-respect that had people convinced she was talking to someone without naming names. On top of that, bloggers pulled up clips from her past podcast appearance, where she discussed emotional manipulation, loyalty tests, or feeling misunderstood, began circulating them as if they were prophetic previews of this exact moment. Even short audio snippets, barely 10 seconds long, were clipped, edited, and stitched into TikToks where creators added voiceovers claiming Yandy was speaking in puzzles on purpose. Fans argued that she was choosing coded messages over direct confrontation because it preserved her image, while still letting her get her point across. Meanwhile, others insisted she wasn't trying to send any subliminals at all. She was just living her life while the internet read way too deeply into every tap and swipe. But the speculation only intensified when she reposted an old audio clip from one of her own shows, where she spoke about trusting the wrong people and learning to recognize hidden motives. That single snippet alone sent bloggers into a frenzy, with many saying she had essentially confirmed the drama without ever opening her mouth. Comment sections filled with theories that Yandy was intentionally dropping hints so her supporters could decode the truth, turning her social media pages into a treasure map of cryptic clues. And because she never clarified any of it, never denied, explained, or corrected, fans felt even more justified in reading between the lines. Every like became a statement, every repost a warning, every resurfaced audio clip a message meant for whoever was watching closely. By the time the online community finished picking apart her digital activity, the narrative had transformed into one where Yandy wasn't silent at all. She was speaking constantly, not in the language anyone expected, as the drama swelled to a level that even the cast couldn't control. Fans began shifting their attention toward the people who could, the producers. Suddenly, conversations online weren't just about Yandy, Rashida, or the resurfaced clips. They were about the alleged behind-the-scenes puppet masters, who might be shaping the entire narrative for maximum impact. Rumors started circulating that producers had quietly stepped in the moment Yandy's cryptic post went viral, allegedly calling for private meetings with key cast members to keep the situation from boiling over publicly. Some fans speculated that those meetings weren't just about damage control, they were strategic sessions designed to stretch the storyline across multiple episodes. And when Yandy began cleaning up her feed, deleting older posts, and tightening her online presence, people immediately connected it to potential producer intervention, suggesting that she had been advised or pressured to scale back. The subliminals before things spiraled into legal or contractual complications. Screenshots of disappearing posts, removed highlights, and trimmed captions only added to the theory that something was being scrubbed behind the scenes. Bloggers claimed insiders were whispering about a content freeze, saying producers wanted to redirect the drama toward upcoming episodes rather than let everything play out online for free. Fans began dissecting every digital trace, timestamps of removed stories, gaps in her grid, sudden silence from normally active cast members, all treated as signs that the production team had stepped in with a firm hand. Some argued the producers loved the chaos because it created organic buzz that no marketing budget could replicate. Others believed they were scrambling to regain control because the narrative had escaped them and taken on a life of its own. Either way, the idea that production might be manipulating the moment only heightened the excitement. People joked that emergency Zoom meetings were happening in the background, with producers scrambling to rewrite story arcs and reshuffle confessionals to match the internet's theories. Bloggers insisted that producers were already plotting how to incorporate the drama into future episodes, maybe even filming new scenes to match the energy fans had already created. By the time the feed cleanup was complete and the cast grew noticeably quieter online, the audience had fully convinced themselves that something big was. Just when the situation seemed like it couldn't get any messier, the internet proved it had one more layer of chaos left to unleash: leaked content. Out of nowhere, edited versions of old Kirk interviews began circulating, chopped up in ways that made his past comments sound far more pointed and suspicious than they originally were. Fans began reposting these clips with dramatic captions, like "he'd been telling on himself and this is why." Yandy's post makes sense now, even though most of the edits were so exaggerated that their authenticity was questionable at best. But accuracy didn't matter, speed did, and within hours, these manipulated clips were everywhere. Then came the alleged leaked voice notes, short recordings that supposedly featured cast members or people close to the circle discussing the drama in hushed, frantic tones. None of the voices were confirmed, some sounded distorted, and a few were so unclear that people argued about who they even belonged to. Yet the recordings spread like wildfire. Fans dissected them frame by frame, insisting certain phrases matched individual cast members' speech patterns. while others swore the notes were fabricated entirely by clout-chasing accounts. The frenzy only escalated when a blurry photo dropped showing two cast members at what appeared to be a tense, late-night conversation in a parking lot. The image quality was terrible, grainy, dark, and nearly impossible to identify. But that didn't stop bloggers from claiming it was proof that secret meetings were happening off-camera. Some said it showed Rashida looking upset. Others insisted it was Yandy storming away. A few argued it wasn't even them at all, but fans didn't care. People made viral edits combining the leaked voice notes, the edited Kirk clips, and the blurry stills into dramatic TikTok montages set to suspenseful music, framing the entire moment like an episode trailer released by the network itself. These fan-made edits reignited the feud with fresh intensity, dragging people who weren't even part of the original storyline into the whirlwind of speculation. Every Lecreol or fake became another match thrown onto the pile. Comments sections swarmed with theories that someone in production was intentionally feeding the chaos, while others believed bitter ex-friends or old crew members were dropping content to stir the pot. By the time the clips reached peak virality, the feud had evolved from a simple, cryptic post into a sprawling internet mystery fed by leaked audio, manipulated footage, and grainy images no one could verify but everyone wanted to believe. After days of non-stop speculation, leaks, fan-made theories, and digital chaos, an eerie quiet finally settled across the feeds of everyone involved. But instead of bringing clarity, the silence only made things feel more suspenseful. Yandy posted one final reflective message, a soft-toned, aesthetically clean quote card that read, "The truth doesn't fear storms," and the moment it went up, the internet froze, unsure whether it was closure or the beginning of something bigger. The energy online shifted instantly. Fans described the vibe as the calm before the next wave, the kind of stillness reality TV watchers have learned to recognize right before a story takes a dramatic turn. Rashida's page went quiet too, with no new posts, no comments, no reactions, just stillness that felt almost calculated. Kirk, who had unexpectedly become part of the narrative due to fan theories, pulled back as well, leaving a trail of unanswered questions behind. Even production-associated pages, which normally tease episodes or drop subtle hints, suddenly stopped posting, like everyone collectively decided to hold their breath. Bloggers who had been going live every hour slowed down, telling their audiences that something felt off and that the silence itself was suspicious. Fans flooded comment sections, insisting it was only a matter of time before someone cracked, someone subposted, or someone leaked something even bigger. The reflective posts from Yandy, especially "That truth doesn't fear storms" line, created a new storm on their own. Some saw it as empowerment, others as a subtle warning, and a few took it as confirmation that there was much more underneath the surface. But as the cast remained tight-lipped and the digital frenzy finally cooled, the moment transformed into a perfect cliffhanger that left people refreshing their timelines non-stop, waiting for the next spark to ignite everything again. And since this is love and hip-hop, fans know a storm rarely ends without another wave building quietly in the background. So now, as the dust settles and the tension lingers, one thing is certain: the story isn't over, it's just catching its breath. If you've been following every clue, every leak, every breadcrumb and twist, don't step away now. Drop your thoughts in the comments, tell us what theories you're riding with, and hit that subscribe button because the next chapter is coming. And if history has taught us anything, it's that the truth doesn't fear storms, but it definitely creates them.